All right, now let's move on to question number 3 in 2024. Let's read the question first. The picture shows 4 strange shapes. How many shapes have 3 dots inside? Everyone, what should we do? We need to circle the important information, which will be 3 dots, right? And then we're gonna count one by one. And you can see, wow, for the question and the picture here, it's really complicated. First of all, we know we are looking for the closed shapes, right? And then we need to say for each very weird closed shape, how many dots in that? Then we need to count one by one. So we can start with the first closed shape, 1, 2, and where is this closed shape? All the way to here, and there is another dot. So it's yes, right? We have 1. And then let's move on. Still in order, we need to observe very carefully where is the second shape. It's over here, right? So we can also use a little mark. This is 1. And for this closed shape, where is the shape? Yes, it's over here, right? So we have 2 and 3, which makes it another meeting the requirement shape, right? So we have another one. So we're gonna move on in order. Where is another shape? Of course, from left to right, here we have another one. So for this shape, looking for the entire closed shape. So we're gonna have 1 and 2, and let's see, it all the way goes to here, which is another one. So we still have 3 dots. It makes sense. So can we stop here? No, we need to observe. Do I miss something? Yes, actually we have another shape. So for this one, we also have 1, and let's see very carefully where is that closed shape extend all the way here, which give us another 2 dots. So it also meet the requirement. In total, we have how many? Let's just count the little check here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 4 shapes, right? All of them actually meet the requirement. So for this question, the only thing we need is to observe and find out the shape because they are actually squeezed together. So we need to count in order and make sure there's no missing or repeating shapes. So for this kind of question, the only thing that cares is about how we can do the measurement, which is also required in Common Core in the school math. So no matter in the first grade or the second grade, we all need to understand how to interpret data. For example, the 3 dots, and also we need to answer the questions about the total number for the data points. So in the MK, it also requires about if I have the requirement that is 3 dots, whether we can find out all of the shapes that meet the requirement. And for the second grade, we also need to represent the data in the visual format. So that's how we're gonna count the data or count the numbers and use a very efficient way to represent it. However, in the school math, you can see actually all the things will be easy peasy. So for example, it is also requiring about how many of the jars only have exactly 3 marbles. So it also has some measure. However, you can see it is separate and very straightforward. So we don't need to do a lot of like observation. We just need to check and find the number. This is the first one. This is the second one. So we have 2 jars that meet the requirement. So it is 2. So if we compare what we did in the Math Kangaroo competition and also the school math, you can see for the same knowledge point in the school, we just need to do some straightforward question. However, in the Math Kangaroo, we're gonna have more complicated shapes and more complicated like setting, and we need to solve the problems by ourselves. Now let's move on to the fourth question. Kevin the kangaroo put a picture on the table. Look like this. So he rotates the picture a quarter turn as shown. He then does the same rotation again. What does Kevin see now? So look at the picture. What do we have? Are they different pictures? No, they are the same. It's only about what? Rotation. And how do we rotate? Everyone highlight it. It is a quarter turn. So every time we just do like a quarter for them, right? And then actually, if we understand about for the second grade student, they already learned about the quarter, which will be like 1 out of 4, right? So that actually means we're gonna do like this 90 degrees. So then we just need to see what will be the question or the picture. Now the question mark here. So for the rotation, it's all about imagination. We need to imagine after a rotate, then it's gonna be like this. So we're gonna observe not only the position, but also the direction, right? Because for the triangles, we can see it is actually in different direction. So when we do that, we also need to focus on the important or the key part. For example, we can start with this triangle. At the first, it was like this in the left up corner, right? And then after one rotation, it moved to well. Of course, if we use the imagination, the hint from the arrow, we know it moves to this part. So then, according to the position, we can take a guess. After another rotation, where it will be left, left upper, right upper, and then right bottom, right? So it will be in this corner. Okay, so here we can just have a check. We know the triangle gonna be here, and then we're gonna use elimination. We can eliminate not A, not B, C, D, E. Both works, right? And then what should we do? After the position, we also need to care about the direction. So in terms of the direction, we have a very good way. That is, we can use the arrow to represent the direction, right? So we can see for the first one, pointing to which direction? Yes, it is pointing to right. We can imagine, right? Use this very accurate point. So this is pointing to right, and then it's pointing to great, pointing down. So everyone, we can also use our finger to do the things in order, right and down. So you can imagine according to this pattern, according to the rotation, what it's gonna be. Yes, gonna pointing to the left, right? We're gonna do it in order, right down, left up. It's gonna be a very complete rotation. So it's gonna pointing to left. We write the arrow and then complete the triangle, which gonna be like this, pointing to right, sorry, pointing to left with a triangle. And then we can match with C, D, E here. Is E okay? No, so the only thing left is C and D. So then we're gonna go over with all the other key part here. So for the circle, do we have direction for the circle? Not really, right? So we just need to check the position. Right top, right bottom, and then it's gonna be left bottom. The circle gonna be here, and both of them works. So the only thing left will be the triangle. Everyone, you can try by that by yourself. So here we can see for C and D, the position is the same. Only the direction matters, right? So try by yourself. What will be the direction look like? Yes, pointing down, pointing to the left. So what will be the next? Down, left, and awesome. It's gonna be going to the top, right? Pointing to the upside. So we know it must be C here, right? It must be C here. Or otherwise, another way is, everyone, we know it is the same picture, right? After we know the C and D, we can also check C and D. The picture is the same with the original one. Look, do we have two triangles or both pointing to the circle? Not really, right? So look at the original picture. We only have one triangle pointing to the circle and another one is opposite to the circle. So by using the relative relation between the shapes, you can also find the answer gonna be C here. Okay? So the same thing. According about the rotation in the school math, how we gonna according to the school math, how we gonna test about the rotation, about this knowledge point? Actually, for rotation in the school math, we only need to understand how the transformation works, right? We just need to know whether it is clockwise rotation or counterclockwise rotation. So it will be still very straightforward, like what we see here. So we only have a very complete picture, and we don't need to know or understand the attributes or the parts of this shape. It's not about the rotation within the parts of one picture. It's more about the picture itself do the rotation. So we can see for the screw math, straightforward. Which picture shows rotation? A or B? No, right? It's only about B. So you can also see, how about A? It's about what? We learned in the first question, right? It is flip. So that is symmetry.